A topic that always seems to come up when I'm talking to people about my beliefs is what do I believe in? Like, if I don't believe in a God, then what do I believe in? While this may seem like a legit question to some, it's a question that starts off with an illogical notion. A notion that if one doesn't believe in your God, then what is it left for them to believe in? Is it atheism? Most don't have a clue what atheism is. Do you? Do me a favor real quick, comment below. Let me know if you think you know what atheism is. How you guys doing today? I'm Prophet Poe, and welcome to Controversial Discussions. So, what is atheism? Many people I've talked to don't really understand what being an atheist or what atheism means. It's often carried with a negative connotation. Some people I've talked to, it means that you're a devil worshiper, or they'll tell you that you're worshiping the devil, even if you don't even know it. You know, some just think that you're an overall evil person without more. I've talked to others. Others said when they think of the word atheist or think of somebody as atheist, they think of a person that's more educated. What do you think when you hear the word atheism? Basically, atheism is a lack of belief. So, you know, what I like to do, I like to start off with dictionary definitions or define my term when I'm talking about the word atheist and atheist. And when I define or I talk about atheist, I basically mean the lack of belief. I'll put the definition up here so you guys can look at it, take a look at the definition. But basically, what I'm saying is when I mean atheism, I'm talking about the lack of belief. Based on that definition, unless you believe in all the gods, like say for instance Zeus, if you don't believe in Zeus or if you don't believe in Thor, then you too are an atheist. Believe it or not, you're atheist to that guy. So they're just basically meaning somebody that is an atheist, that means they lack belief in a god or gods. All right, just to kind of get you to understand is that you too are an atheist if you don't believe in all the gods. Just food for thought. What some don't understand is that atheism is not a religion or a belief system. Atheism is just that. Basically the lack of belief. That means we do not believe in what you're telling us, right? It's not saying that there are no gods, because there could be, but I don't know. And so until you offer me that proof that there is that God and the God that you have, then I have no reason to believe that. So if you watched some of my videos before, you know that I like to use examples to better understand what it is that I believe in and what atheist is. I have an example for you, okay? So check me out. Okay, so today's example is the example in which I use is called the BB example. Let's take, for instance, we have a jar of BBs, right? To kind of get you to understand what the difference is and what an atheist believe is. Say, for instance, we'll take this jar and I'll tell you that there are 21,982 BBs in this jar. Now, do you believe me? Or do you need more information? How do I know? Again, this is one of those questions when I say ask questions. You're going to ask me, how do I know? And my answer to you is, well, it looks like that many in there. Or I give you the answer of, I don't know, my parents told me it was that many in there. And so therefore, that's how I know. Well, have you ever opened it up, counted them? No. Well, how do you know? All right. What the atheist is saying is not saying that there is not 21,982 BBs in here. What we're saying is you have no proof to go off of saying that there's 2,182 BBs in here. And so with that being said, we can't just believe it because somebody said it or somebody told you. We don't know. It could be that many in there, but we don't know. There is no proof of that. That's just something that somebody told us. We don't know. There could be marbles on the inside of here, inside the beads. There could be rocks inside the beads. We don't know. And so instead of us just making that assertion or making that claim and saying that there we know for a fact that this is what's going on in here, when we have no clue because we've never examined it and we have no proof to back up why we believe that, then why believe it? Like I said, that is what atheism is. Atheism is basically saying that we do not believe that there is X, Y, and Z or 21,982 BBs in here because you lack sufficient evidence to support that claim. Again, we're not saying that it's not that many in there. What we're saying is we don't know, and so therefore you just can't make that assertion without any kind of proof. And so let's take this BB example a little bit further. Say, for instance, somebody else comes along and they'd say, well, no, I know how many in there. There's 3,565 BBs in there. And you ask them again, how do you know? Well, they know because, well, you just got to believe them. Somebody else told them that. And so that's what it's got to be. Then you have another person come up and tell you there's another number, and there's another number, and there's another number, and there's another number. And so eventually, once you open up your eyes and start to look, that everybody out here is telling you a different number to the number of BBs in here. Eventually, you got to say, listen, I see that there are BBs. I understand that there are BBs, but I don't know for a fact that that's how many BBs in there. Because all of you guys are telling me different answers, right? And offering absolutely no proof, just faith. Make sure you guys check out my video, What is Faith? To kind of better understand what faith is. But that's it. And so all we're saying is we simply don't believe that there's that many in there because you can't prove it. That's what atheism is. Now, there are some atheists, let's be clear, there are some atheists that do make the assertion that there are no gods. But the meaning of atheism, or what atheism is the lack of belief in a God or God, not the assertion that there is or isn't a God. So I'm not saying that there is or isn't 21,000. I'm not saying there is not 21,982 BBs in here. What I'm saying is you have no proof. It's just that simple. And so therefore, with no proof, I don't believe. Now, for me and for others that think like myself, when we want to know how many BBs in here, what we do is we start to dig and we start to research. That's why I say you start to research. And as you start to research, you start to be able to eliminate some of the beliefs that you might have held before that just might not be true. Once you start to dig and understand and wonder if what you believe is actually true. So check out some other videos. The one that said, what is faith? I got the one, do you have the right religion? Kind of talks about the number of religions. And my latest one, when I was talking Ask Prophet Poe, that series, Ask Prophet Poe. Look at those two, check those out. But that's basically what atheism is we just don't believe in this. So your question might be now, well, what do you believe in? What do you believe in? The question is, I believe in a lot of other things everybody else do. I believe in love. I believe in compassion. I believe in caring for people. Hence why I'm a nurse and I take care of people on a daily. I believe in so much other things. I just don't believe in that God that you're telling me without proof. So if you got proof and you got some actually hard evidence, demonstrative proof, feel free, hey, hit the comment below. I know some of you guys are thinking then, well, if I don't believe in that God or a God, then where do I get my morals from? Well, they say about half of America say it's not necessary to believe in a God to be moral, while about 45% say belief in a God is necessary to have good values. But that's for another episode of Controversial Discussions. As I always say, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for your support. If you're going to believe anything, Believe in yourself. I'm out.